Welcome back to Steph Infection. I have a first time podcaster, but that's not true because you have your own podcast.
Yes.
But first time in studio podcaster.
Yes, in studio, yep.
Marisa Michi is here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Marisa is a nurse. I'm very excited to have my first nurse.
Non-comedian, non-actor. Yeah.
I've had non-comedian. I had my sister on. I had my parents
that's right.
on. Yeah.
But I'm sure it's a funny family.
No, my parents' episode was actually a nightmare, and I was forcing them. I'm like, can you please say something? They're like, mute. And then as soon as I put off, my dad's like swearing. I'm like, what happened to this in the podcast? But you found me from the Billboard Netflix
Yeah,
thing.
I slipped into your DMs.
You slipped in, and it was a good slip.
Yeah.
Nice slip, because you gave me some injections.
Yeah, well, I heard about you getting Dysport, and I said, hey, if you're ever in town, come hit me up.
And Dysport, for those of you who don't know, is Botox.
Right, it's just a different manufacturer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's the same exact thing.
Same thing. It does the same exact thing as Botox, but not a lot of people know about it. It's a little bit different as far as the dosing, but the price is the same. I think it lasts a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I wanted this episode. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Because right after I left your fucking office, literally like 3 weeks ago, DSM Aesthetics in
Santa Clarita.
Thank you very much. Hit them up. Great place. I do want to talk about the hilarious old man. Before I go in there and get it done, she's like, so what happens in the situation where that guy owns the thing? He has to come do a double check? Is that what it is?
So we can get into it.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So registered nurses in California, we can't diagnose or prescribe. So we have to have an advanced practitioner do a medical clearance for us.
Okay.
And so I work under Dr. Klein. Yeah.
He must make a lot of jokes about that.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of jokes. He says the same jokes every time. I mean, God bless him. He's 80 years old.
He looks good.
Yeah, he does look good.
Does he get stuff done?
No, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing.
Because I was like, I'd fuck that 80-year-old man for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not bad looking.
Yeah, he kind of looks like the most interesting man.
He does. What is that guy? The guy from Dos
whatever.
Equis?
Yeah, that
he
guy.
Does. That's exactly
that guy.
what he looks like.
Yeah,
he's
80.
Hot. Yeah. I thought he looked so good because he's been getting injections this whole time.
No. I just think he's never in a bad mood.
Okay.
I think it's a lot of positivity with him, but he doesn't get any injections.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing. Does nothing for his skin. So he's more, doesn't really do a lot aesthetically. He's just more of a dermatology. Like he would have been able to look at your legs.
Okay.
And like that, here's what's going on.
Yes. So my legs, for those of you who don't know or forgot, I got severe sun poisoning.
Right.
What did you think I had? There's different things people think.
Well, so I have a background so I do primarily aesthetics. So Botox fillers, Dysport, laser treatments. I'm a laser trainer. I work with Luminous to educate other providers how to use lasers. But I also have a strong dermatology background.
Okay.
And I thought you had solar urticaria, which is extreme itching from being out in the sun too long. But you said it was something else.
I said it was polymorphic sun eruption.
Okay.
But there's another thing that people keep telling me I had where you can get it from lime. Actual squeezes of lime. Have you heard of this?
Yes,
Getting
I have.
on your skin. What is that?
I get that because I like margaritas. And when you have a lot of lime or citrus on your mouth area, your lips starts to burn.
Okay, and they blister up.
So would you put lime all over your legs?
But that's the thing, I didn't do that. I'm like, I was drinking margaritas, so it's hard for me to really figure out exactly what I had. But that's the thing, I wasn't fucking taking limes and just rubbing myself down with them. I was for sure drinking. And then going in and out of the salt water. So I was like...
Interesting,
But the other time I got it before, I had no lime. So I'm like, I don't know. I think it's polymorphic, or what you said. So you got me some creams.
Yes. Okay, so here is a little swag bag. So that's Zoe Skincare.
This looks crazy.
So open it up.
This looks like a fucking perfume box.
Yeah, so that...
Oh,
shit. These are the little samples of a brightener.
So this is what she got me, this crazy cream.
Yes.
That's supposed to, because my scars are still so bad on my legs. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That this will brighten.
It's going to help to brighten it, yeah.
Brighten those dark patches and like get them to the
It'll
same color.
say face cream, but you can use it on the body.
Okay.
So brighteners are going to be your...
What is all this stuff? There's more stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's exfoliants.
What the heck?
I know.
What a nice thing.
Shout out to Paula at DSM. She's my manager, and
Paula?
Yeah, she said, give this to Steph. Thank you. It was amazing for you coming in and just, and
having
great.
fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Look at all this. There's stuff in here. Oh my God. I can't keep this on. This is so nice. I'm just start looking through this. I have presents. When I get presents, I get excited. People usually bring presents for my dog at shows now, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm not asking. I want presents. I'm not asking for that at all. I'm just saying, it's nice to get gifts, but because I'm trying to get my skin. It's not going away.
Yeah.
My scarring. It's still pretty bad. So,
Yeah.
except this one guy this morning who saw me walking my dog, it was very creepy. This old man, every time I walk by, he goes, "You're late today." And I'm like, "Please leave me alone."
Oh, no.
And then today he goes, "No shorts. This is a first." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You always wear them."
That's kind of creepy.
It's creepy
he
as
watches
hell.
what you wear every day.
Yeah, I mean, I am always wearing shorts, but weird that he would recognize the one day I wasn't wearing shorts.
He's watching you.
He's watching my legs.
Maybe he's the one that's. I've been listening to your podcast.
Oh, the one who stole my keys?
Yes.
I wish it was him. I could take him for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. Thank you for listening. Okay, so let's get back. I want to get in because I really want to discuss the stigma behind getting Botox because it's psychotic. So I left your clinic.
Yeah.
Posted about it. I was so happy. And also, so I have it done right now. So you put in, can we explain what you put
Yes.
into my face?
So
Because it looks so, no one ever knows I have it. It looks so natural. Whatever you did
Right.
I can still move my whole face around, which is perfect.
right. So I did between your brows, which we call the 11s, or sometimes it's a 1 or omega shaped. So I did your frown lines, and then I did a little bit around your eyes,
Yes.
which you're hesitant to.
Yes, I get because I heard this is why I'm scared. I heard that somebody got under the eye before and it hit like a nerve, and they got like Bell's palsy on one side of their face.
Yeah.
So this is why I get
Yes.
scared. So I wanted to talk about this to make people not freaked out.
Right. Yeah. So if you're going underneath the eyes, there's really no nerves underneath there. This is more to help the lines that are caused by smiling.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've been injecting for 10 years. I've never had someone, knock on wood,
I've never had anything happen.
not get Bell's palsy.
Okay, okay.
Usually that's an anomaly.
Okay.
And that's something we ask for ahead of time too. Do you have any neuromuscular disorders? So that's something that I've never seen it. I've never
Okay.
seen it. Yeah.
So has there ever been a thing where like a nerve? Because then I was getting something done, a Kybella.
Yeah. Kybella. Yeah. You've talked about
Yes,
that. Yeah.
and I was getting this done, and they were telling me because they wanted to come up a bit up into
Yeah,
my
so there's
face.
yeah.
And then here she was like, "Just so you know, we have had people get their mouth droop," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, I can't do that. I'm a comedian.
Right.
I use my lips.
I would never do Botox around your mouth because I know that you're on stage, you're on camera, you need to be able to smile and make your expressions. But here is no big deal.
Yes. Do
Yeah.
people get around the mouth? Oh, this part
You
here.
can
Right?
if you have like corners of the mouth that come down like
Okay.
this.
Because I was thinking here, the lines here I have are pretty
That's
deep.
not Botox, that's filler.
It's filler.
Yeah, filler. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and also cheeks a little bit here. Yeah, to kind of like
cheeky to get the
it's like-
cheeks up.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm getting carried away. Okay, I started with just a little Botox. I'm like, and now I need more filler. Okay, but because when I left your office, I keep interrupting my own self. A bunch of women immediately came into my DMs. What are you doing? You don't need this. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right
Yeah.
now? This ID, this exact. So many people are getting done. I think is that people have seen so many people go bad. Like, what's the woman's name who used to be the big? What is her name?
So many of them.
There's one. She looks
so many.
crazy.
There's so many.
She used to be some big designer, and now her face is a different human being. It looks puffed out.
Jocelyn, someone, the lion lady.
There's somebody. It was her, and these two guys were like a duo band in the '80s, and now their faces are like they look
I mean,
crazy.
there's so many of them, and I don't understand how people in Hollywood and on stage go to someone and they. I mean, if I were to go and get my hair color a certain way, I said, that looks terrible. Can you take it out or reverse it? But what's happening is that a lot of people are getting they forget what they used to look like. And there's this body dysmorphia that's happening.
Okay.
So they don't remember what they used to look like. So pictures are very important, but it's also very mental and very psychosocial what's happening. So people that get
psychosocial to
so
me.
people that they forget what they used to look like, and it's more than just I want my wrinkle gone or I want cheeks. I want to look like a different person
Okay.
because I'm not happy with such and such. So it gets a little bit deeper than that.
Okay.
And that's a whole different, that's actually a medical diagnosis in the DSM, which is where you actually get diagnosis is body dysmorphic disorder.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And that's why those people.
it gets
Okay.
deep, yeah.
So you strive on making people look natural. 'Cause
Oh,
that's
I'm
what
all
people-
about that. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, people would tell me if I didn't look natural. I do filler, I do Botox, I do everything.
To yourself?
And well, not to myself. I
was
have
like,
the
oh,
nurse.
wow.
No, the nurse that I work
Yeah.
for or work with.
Yeah.
She does it on me, and I'm a huge advocate on natural looking, staying true to your anatomy and how you're born, and just maybe just enhancing it a little bit. We shouldn't look like the person that you were thinking.
Verticelli was her name? Donna.
Donna.
I don't know what her name is, but
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of.
I'm gonna after this comes out. Yes.
Oh, boy,
do you know how she looks?
Okay, gotcha.
Crazy.
Okay, so the Versace lady. Yes,
Versace lady. She looks. It's scary.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell at all. Whatever you're doing looks.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's what I advocate on, and I teach on, and I want that to. You shouldn't be afraid to want to look natural and look your best, right? Because when we look our best, we feel our best.
Yes, or do this. Fuck the people who are like, "What are you doing? Keep your face out." No, I want. Also, I've been doing it for 3 years now.
Yeah,
no one's ever fucking known. No, my parents were like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "Yes, I do." Right. You don't fucking know when you do it correctly, and you do it in like normal doses. And again, it's my fucking face. And guess what? I live in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I've gotten more roles since the crow's feet have gone away. And I wish that wasn't real, but it is.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. And I grew up in LA, so I know.
Oh, so you know.
Yeah, I've been here a long time.
So how did you get into this whole biz?
Okay, so when I graduated high school, I wanted to be a nutritionist. Okay. And I took like 2 courses in nutrition. I was like, fuck this. Like, this is not, it was so boring. Like, I couldn't take it. So
apples and oranges. And that's all you get. That's what I think a nutritionist is. Have an apple a day and then that's it.
It was so boring. And I don't know. I didn't even realize that nurses could do this, right? So you think that you have to work in a hospital. Mm-hmm. So I remember going into a med spa after I had my nursing license, and there was a nurse working there. And I went in for a facial, and she had her white coat, and she looked very professional, and I just asked more questions about what she was doing. And, oh, yeah, she does skin treatments. And that was like, I remember that moment like it was yesterday. I mean, I was like, that's what I want to do. So,
but you already had your full nursing degree, so you could have.
Yeah, I already had my nursing license, so I worked as a home health nurse, and that's where I have. You wanted me to ask or tell you about stories?
Yeah,
that's where I have more stories.
We're gonna get
home
into that.
health. Yeah,
because I was like, how did you? So even wanting to be a nurse, I will say the first thing I ever wanted to do was be a nurse when I was a little girl.
Really?
Well, because I used to watch a lot of cartoons, and those sexy nurses that were in like the Looney Tunes, like in Tiny Toons with the little. I think it was actually Animaniacs, that blonde nurse with the and then. One of my mom's friends was like, "Oh, I'm a nurse, and you have to like when people go to the bathroom, you have to wipe their butts." And I was like, "I'm never going to be a nurse." So it was like a week-long thing. Okay, so then you did the home care stuff. Then you got in. Then you realized you want to do the skin.
Right.
Okay.
And that was it for me. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
And you were never scared of needles, like as a kid getting them. No. Mm-mm. And how many? Okay, when you're getting into nursing, is that a main thing where you're putting in IVs and stuff?
Yep. So, I mean, some of the skills that you have to learn are inserting Foleys. So when someone can't pee for themselves, you have to put a Foley in. So
in their pee hole?
In their pee hole, yeah. So you learn that in nursing school.
Who is pee hole? Okay, on a person?
Yeah. So
do people volunteer for this?
No. So we have dummies.
Okay.
We have dummies in the classroom.
You have pee hole dummies?
Yeah, pee hole dummies. They have literal holes everywhere where all of our orifices usually are.
Oh my God, men and women.
Yes. So then we learn in the classroom, and then we go to the actual hospital, and we have preceptors or trainers that we shadow, and then they say, okay, we need a Foley in room whatever. And we have to practice on a real person. And yes.
Oh my God.
It's horrific.
Okay. A bunch of perverts right now are probably wondering where they can get these dummies from. To be like, there's real holes? Where are they? This feels great. Putting in a pee hole. Okay. What was it like your first time? Was it a guy or girl? I don't think. Oh my God. Honestly, I'd have to be put to sleep. I would not be able to have something inserted into that tiny hole.
So this is going back about 12 years, but what I do remember is putting in Foleys on obese people.
Okay. Was it harder or easier?
You can't find it.
You can't find it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're down there looking around.
It's like searching for...
Like opening.
Yeah.
I saw micro penis the other day. I don't know why I was looking at them. I do know why I was looking at them. But on an old Howard Stern video, I guess these guys came to see who the smallest dick, and one guy was a bit bigger.
Yeah,
he had to pull back his skin.
Sometimes they're inverted. Yeah, sometimes they're inverted. Yeah. going the other
So
way.
do people it must be hard, A, for you to do it, and B, for the people to like sit there and have
Well,
this,
and they're screaming in pain.
of course.
And,
Oh God.
yeah.
Why do I keep asking what people
And you
think?
can't
Okay.
find it. And it's, yeah.
Can't find it. It's a problem. Okay, let's get off the pee hole thing before I throw up.
Okay.
So I was like, why am I asking this? I'm literally, my pee hole is
Good you didn't
singeing right
become
now.
a nurse because
No,
there's
there's
a lot
no,
of throw up. Yeah.
There's no way. And like, that's why I was asking about the vein thing. Because when I get what's it called put in?
IV.
IV.
Yeah.
I freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
I like can't even look at it. But I had an allergy attack one day in Toronto, and I went to the hospital because my throat was closing up, and the woman could not get it in, and it got to the point
was
where I
on
looked
your
down
hand.
on my hand. I looked down, and there's a huge bump.
So why didn't she start here?
I don't know. And my friend
just
came in
went
the
straight
room
for
and was
your
like,
hand?
"Take that out. Something's wrong." Like, 'cause I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't look at it. It was like a huge. Like, what does that mean?
So
Like
you had
blood buildup?
you had a hematoma, or basically the blood vessel just burst. Yeah. So, I mean, usually we're taught to start closer to your heart, and then
Okay.
you go further out, because if you start here, then you've blown the whole vein.
Okay.
So if you go back, if you ever need an IV again, tell them to start here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going there again.
Yeah, you
Okay,
need
so
here.
and how do you practice on veins? Was there like a dummy for that?
Dummy for that, but it's not the same, because
Yeah.
usually veins feel a little bit swollen. You kind of feel you can feel it. I mean, if you feel on your own vein,
I'm
it's
feeling
kind of,
faint right now. I absolutely
really okay. Well, you did good. You did
I was
good
like-
with your Dysport injections.
No,
so,
that I'm okay with because
yeah.
I've also got so many tattoos now that I'm like needles I
Yeah.
can do. But when it's something going in and I know it's
Yeah.
going inside my
Right.
body into the stream, it's too much for me.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
you've never been grossed out, like missing a vein or anything like that.
Well,
Like,
there's other things I've been grossed out by, but not.
okay, what have you been
veins.
grossed out by? Because the fact that you're not grossed out by anything I've been saying right now.
I mean, I've never worked in a hospital, so I kind of took a
Okay.
side road. I worked in home health nursing, where I didn't really see anything that gross. It was more of just like the smell of houses, the cigarettes. The worst one I think I ever went into was there was a lady who was overweight, and she had seeping wounds on her lower legs, and we had to do a lot of wound care. So the second we walked into her house, you could smell, and I was with another nurse.
Wounds?
You can smell the smell of the wounds, and it was nothing you could describe. It was just, I can't even tell you. It was
my
it was
God.
awful. I had to put a mask on, and this was pre-masks.
Yeah.
Right. So, and another one was.
So when you're, okay.
Yeah.
When you go in, do you, I know it's your job, but are you
Yes.
not like, your wounds are stinky? Do you not say anything? You just go in there and you're like, oh, hello.
No, I try to
hello,
just,
Mrs. Johnson,
I try to
rappy.
just do the job and leave.
So with home health care, that's what it is. You just go from home to home,
Home to home.
do
Yeah.
things for them and leave. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Mostly
yeah.
they usually don't have somebody that takes care of them. So usually they're by themselves.
Okay.
Usually they're discharged from the hospital, and they need somebody to come take care of them after the hospital.
Okay.
They have incisions, wounds, or most of them are elderly. Yeah,
Okay.
That
Okay.
have just been discharged. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes, it was a lot.
That's a lot.
But if you're ever to talk to a hospital nurse, I'm sure they've seen a lot more. So the last patient, just to get back to the home
Yes,
health thing.
yes, yes, yes.
So the last patient I actually ever saw was she lived nearby me, and not that that makes any difference, but go into her house, and she's got cigarette burns all over her comforter. I have to check their medications because we're there for med checks. And she's got names of medications in different people's names. So, okay, she's definitely a med seeker. She's got drugs from all over.
Yeah.
And I can tell she's under the influence, and she's going on about her story. And nurses and doctors, we're part therapists too. I mean, we hear all the
yeah.
stories, right? So come to find out, she had a gun, and she pulled the gun on her son the night before. So I said, I gotta go.
Oh my God.
I have somewhere to go. And I left, and I called my manager and the social worker. I said, we need to get adult protective services over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How
that
old
was
was your son?
he lived there. I met him briefly.
Okay.
I want to say, honestly, I don't remember. She was probably in her late 60s. He probably was in his 40s, 50s.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, as soon as I heard that, so it's very unsafe. I mean, home health nursing,
Yeah.
we're usually out there by ourselves, and there's a lot of stuff out there, but to be alone,
in a house. You don't know who you're going, especially I'd be terrified if I were you going to like a guy's house by myself.
Right.
Like a woman, I feel a bit safer, but it's
Right.
still, I mean, this is
Well,
still
yeah,
terrifying.
she's like, I pulled a gun on him and we were fighting. I'm like, okay,
like, all
social worker, gotta go.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sprinting to your car with all your fucking needles.
So I quit the next day, and then
Yeah.
that was the last time.
I feel like because I think anytime I go to the doctor, I'm like, I don't know, I'm very open, obviously, but like, you're already about to show them your anus. So you're like, hey, and then like, because my dad, when he had prostate cancer, he's fine. I always have to remind people.
Oh, okay.
He's fine. The nurse would come over and like put shit in his ass because he couldn't get like whatever he had to put in his butt, like something for like pain. I don't know what the fuck he had, something in his ass, a pill, and he couldn't get it in, so the nurse had to put it in. And I'd hear my dad in there just yapping her ear off. Well, back in high school, yeah, I ran track and field. I'm like, what is it? Let her do her job and leave. Like, you're yapping this poor woman's ear off, and she's like fake laughing, and me and mom are outside the door like, hey, dad, stop. Like, let her insert the fucking suppository and let her get on her merry way.
When you're nervous and when you're about to, I don't know your dad, but I would say that that's kind of a thing you do when you're nervous. You just start to just talk about stuff.
When you were in nursing school, what did you have to learn everything? Like every part of the body, every part of anatomy, every
we had
organ,
cadavers. Cadavers is something that we had. Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Like dead bodies.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
Yeah.
I know
Okay,
I'm
just
not
making
that
sure.
stupid. No, I mean, I got some questions about this.
Okay,
so
go. Yeah, let's hear
so
it.
this is people that if they dedicate their body to science, right?
Correct.
After
Yeah, if you're
you
a
die.
donor.
If you're a donor, okay. So what are we talking about? Like, because I opened a rat in high school.
Right.
And I was
opened
like,
a frog. Yeah.
You opened a frog, and I was like, but everything's sucked out. It's just the organs. Like when I opened it, they have it all like there's no like blood and like guts and stuff. I just opened it and just saw dry organs in there.
Right.
Haunting. I can never get past that. But so are you looking at everything in the human body? Like, are you opening it up and seeing it all?
So let's see, prerequisites, I took biology, it was anatomy. So there were actually cadavers in there where it was muscles and
Just all by itself, not in a body, just like loose.
in a body.
Okay.
Yeah, they had the whole, like, it looked like a casket, and yeah.
Casket.
I know.
They still made it like.
Wait a second.
I'm picturing like a suit, and they're just like
No,
snipping
it's like
off
a box,
the suit.
box that looks like a casket. I mean, then that's
Okay.
how they
And
bring
is there
her
a
in.
head?
No, the head is covered.
The head is covered.
Usually the head's covered, unless you're doing head anatomy. So this was basic anatomy class.
Okay.
So yeah, so we had to learn. Mostly it
Head
was
is
muscles.
covered with what? A bag?
It was a bag. Yeah,
a paper bag?
I don't remember. I think it was
I
plastic.
don't know why I'm focusing on this.
This is plastic.
Plastic's even worse.
So I have a thing with faces and eyes. I would get into
yes,
that.
okay. I also have an eyeball problem.
I know, me too.
So this is what. Okay. I don't know how I'm not gonna. I might pass away. Aaron, is this grossing you out?
Hello.
No. No. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
he took a while to
I'm
respond.
feeling violently ill. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I know this is good. I'm feeling ill, but I'm very interested in this.
Yeah.
So the head is covered with a bag, which
Yes.
if I did that, I'd draw a funny face on it. I'm not going to have no bag on.
Well, because it's very personal, and I think that's probably that. So that was for anatomy class.
Yeah, I don't want to recognize like, hey, I know this is
Right.
Bill,
Hey,
my
that's
old. This is my old neighbor from back in the sticks.
Right.
Okay, so you open it all yourself, like, or the body comes out open, and you're like looking at it.
Yeah, they uncover it, and then so that class we were focusing on muscles and the heart.
Okay.
And joints. So you kind of just, it looks like beef jerky, honestly. Sorry to anyone that
I'm gonna
loves
diet.
beef jerky.
Okay, I no more jerky.
Do you like?
For me.
You don't like jerky?
I love jerky, not anymore.
Yeah.
You open it up, human jerky,
Right.
and then you like, do you touch? Like, they have you touch the stuff? Like, I don't know.
Gloves, yeah, and it smells like formaldehyde, which is
Yes.
yes.
They keep that. They want
It's very
rotting,
strong.
right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an anatomy class in one of the prerequisites for nursing school. So what I do is a lot of injections and fillers. So we want to know all the underlying structures. So a lot of us go to cadaver courses.
Okay.
Where it's the heads.
Okay. So what happens with the heads? Are the heads alone? Are they attached to a body?
No,
still?
it's decapitated.
It's decapitated. I know. Yeah. People donate their heads to science.
I don't know
Can there be a rule? If I'll donate myself, but I need to be attached. No, I don't want to do it.
I don't think they have a
a
choice. Honestly, I don't know.
Choice?
I don't know. I think they just donate it.
Floating head. Okay,
Yeah.
so what does the head come in? A smaller casket? The head just comes in a plastic Ralph's bag, and you're carrying a wet paper bag around.
The cadaver courses I've been to, it's a huge. Just imagine like the biggest cooler you've ever seen, and it's just heads.
It's like a Coleman cooler. Like,
Yes.
Hey, can you grab me a cold one? Oh, and there's just a bunch of Budweisers around these heads. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, it's heavy.
And then you
it's
take
a lot.
you take the heads out and put them on a table.
Put them on a table. Yeah, and
then
we.
you-
So
Oof,
we usually.
I almost ate chili right before we did this. I would have been sick.
You know what? It's really strange that I didn't have more of a reaction to it. It was almost like, because I don't see a lot of dead bodies. Okay.
yeah.
I mean, working in home health and aesthetics.
You've never
so
gone there and just being somebody dead?
I've never seen a dead body.
okay.
Besides, like, I've
Yes.
never seen someone like croak.
Yeah,
you know. So, I guess when it comes down to, it's just different. I don't know how to explain it. We go right to it and just kind of cut them open.
Cut them open. Okay, so what? Okay,
Yes.
so what is your? Don't be. I'm just.
I know. I don't know.
is
I don't
killing
want.
me right now.
I don't want you to throw up.
We're past it now. You okay? Why do you have an eyeball thing? So you had to go. So this is now. This is at the part where I'd be like, I can't do this anymore. You're at the
Yes.
head. You're at the
Can't do
eyeball.
eyeballs.
So the eyeballs are in there still.
The eyeballs are
The eyeballs,
usually.
do they roll to the back of the head or they stay forward? when you
So they're
die?
still there, but they're discolored because there's no circulation. So they're grayish.
Okay.
And usually we try to,
Keep the lids
keep
closed.
the lids closed. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want the eyeballs peeping at you when you're slicing this
Don't
guy's
look-
cheeks
yeah,
open.
right,
Jesus
right.
Christ.
Right.
Oh my, what is the, okay.
So eyeball thing.
Okay, so I'm just still picturing like
I know.
what is the head like? How is there stuff not coming out of it? Like what is
No, there's usually gauze wrapped around it, and there's
Okay,
pads
okay,
if there's
okay,
any
okay.
seeping fluid.
but seeping head fluid?
Right. Because when you
This I gotta have to put a warning for no one to eat before this episode.
yeah, this might not. Well, this might be. Is this the most gruesome?
This might be the most gruesome I have had on here for damn
Yeah,
sure. No.
shit.
This is hey, the show's called Steph Infection.
Yeah.
People, I'll put a big warning before okay, so you're cutting into the head.
Right, cutting into the head to see the underlying structure, so we know what we're injecting.
Yes.
So Botox is one thing, but fillers can get into a blood vessel. It can get into the eyes.
Oh.
So we need to know where we're injecting. So that's where cadaver courses are important.
So everyone who does
Yeah.
Botox has done these.
No, they're very expensive. I mean,
Okay.
the ones that I've gone to have been like $5,000, $8,000.
So I'm never
Yeah.
not going to you then. You're a master of this. I mean, you're
Well,
the only
I
person
try
I would
to-
ever go to because I'm like now everyone's just willy nilly putting filler in my head.
That's the issue. So that's we can have a whole other
Okay,
podcast on like the trainings that are involved, and you have to be careful who you go to because everyone's trying to get the piece of the pie.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to make a buck off of aesthetics. So, I mean, I go to trainings and I'm a trainer, so I know.
What's going on? So
Right.
if you're in California, you're going to see Nurse Marisa at DSM Aesthetics.
Thank you.
Aesthetics.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetics. I'm going to throw up, so my mouth is no longer working. So okay, so you have to go in, and now you know where
Right.
You know exactly where things are going in.
Right. Yeah. And it's very cool to see where we're actually putting things.
Yes.
Right. How deep we're going.
Yeah,
And
'cause
what
you
are
don't
what
go
are the
very
danger
deep.
zones?
What are the danger zones? Let's get into the danger zones.
Oh my gosh, so much.
I know. I'm obsessed with this. I usually,
Okay, so
I get to learn.
So the worst thing, again, back to the eye thing, is you can go blind. You can go blind from filler because there's blood vessels. Usually it's
Okay.
the place that you can get it, the most common place for blindness is between the brows.
so the exact spot I had it done.
No, filler. No,
filler.
filler.
Oh, so
Botox is a thin
Okay.
liquid that just
Okay.
goes into the muscle.
Okay.
Filler is different because filler is a gel. Just think of like a thick jello.
Okay.
And it helps to fill things in. So,
Okay.
the lips and the cheeks and all that stuff that we see.
Okay.
So you're fine doing Botox there.
Okay. But people get filler there, and that's where the
Filler, yeah. Because there's blood vessels that go to the eyes. So noses are also very dangerous too, because the blood vessels are very small.
Well, I ain't getting filler in my nose. I'll tell you that right now.
I love your nose.
One spot on my body that doesn't get filler, it's the honker on the head.
Can I just make a little side note though? I love your nose.
Thank you.
I feel like, say, living in LA, I feel like you see a lot of nose jobs.
You do see a lot of nose jobs.
I mean, maybe because I'm biased too, and well, not biased, but I think that you see the bad jobs.
Yes.
And I think we're losing our ethnicities.
Yes. And what's her name from Dirty Dancing? That's why I don't do one.
Really?
She looked like a different person after
Jennifer Grey. Jennifer Grey.
She looks like a different person after she got done. And I was like, I don't like that. She's so beautiful.
Keep your ethnic nose. I'm not going to I have a little bump right here. I'm very, I'm Hispanic. So I have my dad, you should see my grandpa's nose. It's huge.
Huge?
Yeah.
But I have the biggest nose in my family. No one has this.
No,
came out of nowhere.
Please keep it. Because I feel like we need.
It's too late now.
Yeah. No. Well, don't touch
Some people like it. Some people on the internet. A lot of people on the internet that are going to be watching this going to comment how much they hate it. They really don't like my nose.
We need to stay. Everyone's looking the same.
I don't give a fuck. It's also like, why do you care? What the hell my nose looks like? Get a grip.
Yeah. Well, I like your nose.
Well, thank you.
Keep it.
So I am. No filler free. Okay, so filler in certain spots, and this is why people aren't learning.
Right. So the nose is it's very vascular. There's a lot of little blood vessels in there, but there's not a lot of room for give. So if you put filler there, you can easily block a blood vessel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easily block a blood vessel. Okay, well, that's terrifying. So let's get into the eyeball thing.
Right. Eyeball.
Okay, so my eyeball fear started when I was a kid in Canada. There, for some reason, was this goddamn doctor channel where they would do surgery on an eyeball. And I saw it one time where it was like the eyeball was peeled open and they were slicing it open. And I came in the room and I went, and my parents laughed so hard and I cried. And then for 10 years after, they'd be like, hey, Steph, your favorite show was on. I'd be like, oh, what is it? And I'd run back and it would be an open eyeball surgery. And I would start, well, also, why was this on?
Right.
But my parents would laugh and laugh. I'm like, also blame them for being horrific. And that's horrible. I was a young kid.
Right.
So,
okay.
Your eyeball thing, because yours is going to be way worse than mine.
So I've had eye surgery. Sorry.
I can't be drinking at the same time as we're talking about.
So growing up, I was in the tanning salon and I wouldn't wear goggles. And I got these little growths over my eyes.
What do you mean growths?
They're called trigiomes. It's PT. I don't know how to spell it.
But your eyeballs were closed in the tanning bed.
No. Well, no. Because I wanted my... the stupid, young, naive me wanted my eyelids tan. Like, I didn't want to have the eyelid,
Okay.
So they're usually, they're genetic and you can get them from the sun. So my sister has them. My dad had them. I think he said he had surgery too.
And can you see them? Like, what do they look like?
So have you ever seen someone that has a little growth and it's really red and irritated over their eye?
No.
You see it a lot in California. I don't know how long you've been here, but
if someone's eye looks red, I look away immediately. And now I'm never going to make eye contact with anybody for the rest of my life.
Okay, so I had those trigiomes grow over my eyes.
So it's like a layer of skin? It's like a clear, like, you know how cats have... No, you're not showing me. You're not showing me.
I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. So it felt very dry and irritated, and I didn't like the way it looked aesthetically. So I went to an eye doctor to get it removed, and I was awake during the surgery, and they told me to look up.
Why?
Right,
Why were you awake during the surgery?
I don't know.
I
had no control over... I mean, I was 28 when I had it done.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, so... I've seen a lot of stuff with nursing and with medicine, but the eyes, I can't do the eyes. I can't see eye surgery. No. When I hear about eye injuries, I immediately get chills. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So wait, you're awake for the surgery.
Yeah.
You're seeing what come at you? Like a knife? Like, what are they cutting off? They're just, what are they taking off?
I don't remember. I don't know if I was able to see. So it was conscious sedation. So it was... Yeah, so I'm able to take direction, but I can't really see what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, but they just told me I have to be able to make commands or take commands. I had to be able to look right.
How long does that take to heal?
Probably like 2 weeks. I had stitches in my eyes.
On the eyeball?
Yeah, they took a graft from a part of the eye, from the other part of the eye, and on the side.
I've never felt this pain before. Holy shit! Okay, where do you mean the side? They take a chunk of the eye and put it on the other eye.
Yes, that's where a graft is. Just like the skin, they take a piece of skin.
I'd rather take a piece of my ass and put it on my eyeball.
Yeah,
take a butt piece and put a butt on my eye.
Right.
So now you have a missing piece of eye.
I might be wrong there, actually. I think it might be a.
I was like, wait.
Sorry. No, I think they take a piece of. I don't know what it was. I didn't ask enough questions. I didn't ask enough questions. This was before I was a nurse. So
I'm picturing those little sherbet spoons where they like take a little sample out for the ice cream. I'm picturing a little sample of the eyeball and then just you having a dividend in your eye.
It could have been pigs. It could have been cadaver graft. But usually it's
pig eye.
Usually it's animal graft if it's not human graft.
Okay, so there's just a bunch of pig eye roaming around the back of this office, and they're like, "Hey, get her old Porky's."
Get the
Porky
pig
piece. Wow, this has been a story that I regret asking you.
Okay,
there's been one other time. This is the second time I've wanted to faint on the podcast. This is only the second time when I had Now I'm blanking on his fucking
Was it the eye one?
It was the eye one.
I didn't listen to that one.
Don't listen to that one.
Because I saw the description. Yeah, I cannot take
it was unbearable.
No, I can't.
What the hell is his fucking name? Now I'm horrible. I don't know people's names. Whatever episode it was, he talked about a horrific thing, and I had to tell him to stop because it was too much.
You want me to tell you the worst thing?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So then we'll get into for fuck's sakes. I'm sick over this. So so your eyes been fine since then.
Yeah, I have dry eyes, but
That's it.
That's pretty much the only thing that bothers me since then.
Okay.
Right.
Because if I always, I think I've said this before, but if I ever like booked a role where they were like, you need to wear contacts, I'd be like, I'm not doing the role.
Yeah,
I don't tell you, I can't look in my eye. I can't touch. When they do the eyeliner on the inside of my eye, I can't do that. Or when they come at me with the eyelash curlers, I'm like, my eyelashes are fine.
Right.
Leave my eyelashes alone.
Right. Yeah, me too. I don't like it either. I don't like it.
Terrifying. Okay. So my favorite question.
Yes.
What is the worst body thing you've ever heard?
Again, with the eyeballs.
Why does it have to still be with the eyes?
Because
okay.
Blood, guts, broken bones don't bother me.
No
but
problem.
it's the eyes. I think it's very personal, right? So the eyes, take out your eyes and you take the personality away or you take the persona away. So
okay.
The worst thing I've ever heard is, and I apologize if this is a repeat of the one that I didn't listen to. Because
there's absolutely not. There's no way it is.
Okay. All right. A metal straw getting impaled.
Getting where?
Impaled in someone's eyeball and penetrating their brain. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And they died from it.
They died.
I saw it.
I'd want to die if that happened to me.
I saw it on a headline that someone died from a metal straw.
How would, first of all,
going into their eye.
How would that happen?
No clue.
That's really hard.
No idea.
It seems like your eyes are soft.
I want to throw out all of my metal straws. Actually, now that I'm
not joking.
talking about
I'm
it,
going home and throwing mine out. Fuck the turtles. Hey, guess what, turtles? I'm going back to plastic. The turtles can suck my whole ass right now because I don't want a fucking metal straw impaling my eyeball and going into my head.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. Every time I hear about a metal straw,
there's no, the other eyeball thing was not that, but the other eyeball thing was worse. I almost want to tell you what it is now.
I don't want to know. Okay,
You've just ruined me. Let's keep telling us. You must have heard like horror stories though in the medical field. Like, you have like, what's like one of those that you've heard that's been like a.
Well, I've seen in dermatology and working in aesthetics. Okay, so I used to work in not in the emergency room, in the surgical room where we would have people come in for skin cancers. So if you're not wearing sunscreen, fucking wear sunscreen because we see so many skin cancers. And if you're worried about aging and you're not wearing sunscreen, then that's like working out but not having a good diet.
Yeah.
And so there was this guy that came in. He was a frequent flyer, and he would come in every week to get something cut out of him. He was very fair. And
is that what they call them? People that come in a lot of frequent flyers?
Yeah. He's frequent flyer. Yeah, that's what we call him. That's what we call him in the offices, but they call that too in the ER.
Okay.
They're frequent flyers, yeah.
Okay.
And he lived in Havasu. So Lake Havasu, I'm sure you know where that is, right? So it's like, I think it's Arizona.
Okay.
Outside of Vegas. Yeah. So
it's Suntown.
Yeah,
USA.
desert.
Okay.
Yeah. Full of skin cancer. So he was always in. One day he came in, he missed his appointment and the week before, and he came in and he had a huge necrotic black wound on his temple. And the surgeon's cutting it out, and To the surgeon's surprise, there was maggots living in there. Sorry. Creepy, crawly, living, replicating.
How? And he did not notice.
Maggots love.
This man did not notice.
No.
How?
Because there was so much nerve damage from all of the skin cancer removals.
And you couldn't see them? They were underneath?
They were underneath. So the doctor had to take that necrotic tissue away, and they were living underneath that necrotic tissue.
Oh.
Yes.
My actual God.
Yes.
That might be the worst. That might be the worst thing that's ever been said on here. That's worse than tick on a dick. Aaron, do you agree?
Tick on a dick?
Yeah.
That is... Okay, I have something that's even worse.
There might be more. I
No.
mean, bring someone that worked in a hospital; they might see more. But that was pretty disgusting for us.
I mean,
in the dermatology office.
this is going to tie in perfectly with everything we've said today. My boyfriend told me the story, and I was going to let him tell when he comes on. But Lord knows when that's going to be. I'll let him retell it. I'm not going to tell him I'm telling it. He told me over the weekend. I don't know why I asked him the worst thing he's ever heard sexually. Mm-hmm. He said that this was an old Mormon's tale from a guy he went. He knew the guy who said he knew this Mormon. He was a priest. Mm-hmm. No, I lied. He wasn't a priest. He was a mortician. Okay.
A mortician.
He was a mortician. There's no priest. I think of Mormon, I think of priest. He's a mortician. And the mortician's wife went to the hospital. And she kept having this big, like, inside her mouth, it was like really infected and like swollen. And it was like, what the fuck's going on? She kept going in. Finally, one day she goes back in. And at this point, it's like completely swollen and red. She can barely talk. The doctor cuts it open and there's maggots in her mouth. And the doctor's like, huh. well, let's unpack this for a second. How does this happen? She says, well, my husband's a mortician. He was fucking the dead bodies.
No.
And then going home and getting an old Mormon wife to suck his dong.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this not the worst thing
That's pretty
anyone's
bad.
ever heard?
That's pretty bad.
It's bad.
Yikes.
It is. This is the worst. I don't know if I can even put this episode on YouTube. I'm going to get banned. I'm going to get banned.
Yeah, what are the restrictions?
Not this. How fucking gross is that?
That's disgusting.
That's probably that might be the grossest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
And for some reason, maggots, I mean,
Maggots,
ticks, fleas, lice, no big deal, but maggots, because they're just, it looks like food. It looks like rice crawling.
It's so fucking... So
but they also love, because they're flies that hatch their eggs, and then, they hatch into a fly.
Oh, this is why I hate flies.
I'm sure you know.
Oh, I know this. I have a fly phobia. I hate
do?
fly. Oh, a house fly in my home?
There's no use for them.
A maggot piece of poo-poo caca.
Why do we need flies?
I have 3 fly swatters in my house right now. I have canceled shows before because my old roommate, I've told you before, but he was cooking chicken stock and flies came.
Right.
And I killed 67 flies in one night, and I broke my window. I slammed my window so hard I smashed my front window. $80 to fix it. Killed the fly. I have a fly problem.
Right.
Maggots are gross. Flies are gross. My grandma had skin cancer. So what is that when it is black like that? Because she had a big black thing in her nose that she was just like, it's not. It's fine. I'm like, it's coming out. Like, what is?
Well, black could mean. I mean, with skin cancer, it could be melanoma. So melanoma,
It was melanoma, yeah.
Okay, it was melanoma.
Yeah,
so
but it was like so big, and we kept trying to go. We took her in. She knew what it was, and she was like in denial. She was like 82 or 83, and then she was supposed to go back a week later, and she ended up passing away in her sleep.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah, this was years ago. I started bawling my eyes out.
I
No,
know.
she's the best grandma, but it was like really because since that, my parents we've always been lathered in sunscreen.
Yeah.
I've always don't give a fuck. I have a lot of bumps and not bumps, like moles and stuff that I'm always worried about for skin cancer. So I'm lathering the fuck up.
So, I mean, if black spots are getting bigger or they're irregular shaped, they're not just a normal round shaped, then get it checked out.
Oh, I'm checking.
You're checking.
I'm looking down there.
And dark people can get melanoma too. So
Yeah, because everyone needs to wear sunscreen.
Yeah, Bob Marley died from melanoma.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Shit.
he had it on his foot.
His foot.
So, yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it's drugs, but no, he had it on his foot. Mm-hmm. So if something's not going away, so my rule of thumb, I get messages a lot, and with social media, people are like reaching out to me for questions and what do you think of this or that. The rule of thumb is if it's been there for 2 weeks or more, please get it checked out. If it's not going away, then it might be something else going on.
Okay.
So melanoma is usually black, like black is our microphone.
Yeah. Okay.
But black could also be necrotic, where it's the tissue's dead.
Okay.
But that's usually because of an injury or a wound. We see more of that with like tissue death and circulation issues.
What about like raised moles and stuff like that? Because I have like a couple that I kind of want them removed. So this is okay. This was my big. Is this real at all?
Yeah.
When I had this giant mole on my neck that I had a man bit it off. We're not getting into that, but a man bit my neck mole off. I've talked about it before.
That sounds hot.
It was not. I wasn't allowed to get removed. It was big. It was like the size of Junior Mint. I was not allowed to get removed because my dad told me that his cousin in Bulgaria had the same exact mole, but in the middle of her forehead, and then she got it removed, and then it was cancerous and it spread, and she died.
Oh shit.
Is that real, or do you just say that to me for me not to have the mole removed? Have you heard that?
Everyone's situation is different.
Have you heard that? If you like get a mole removed, all of a sudden it like becomes cancerous or something? Like that's what he made it sound like.
No.
Okay.
No, you have to get it removed. That's the first step.
Yeah.
That's what screenings are
I know.
for.
I was like, get rid of it. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the screening. Get it. I mean, that's the first step, is getting it looked at. So.
Did your parents, when you were growing up, ever like tell you crazy things? Like, because, you are in this business and you were never like grossed out. Would they ever like tell you like weird?
No, but I remember my parents saying because growing up in Southern California and Los Angeles, we would go to the water, go to the beach a lot. They would tell me to put water behind my ears. No idea why.
Like the salt water?
I have no idea. Maybe I should ask them. I'm going to see them soon.
Yeah.
Or just text her. But I don't know what that's about. Put water behind your ears or you're going to get sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did it work?
No clue.
Are you telling your kids weird things?
No.
You have a girl, right?
I have a boy and a girl,
Okay.
yeah. I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Okay. When I was growing up, my mom used to tell me not to wear underwear to bed, to let it air out, to let it breathe.
Yeah.
Do you say that to your daughter?
No.
Thank you. It terrified me for a very long time. And I asked some moms that, and a lot of people would say, I heard that when I was growing up too. I'm like,
yeah.
There's other ways to say it.
Yeah.
Let it breathe was really creepy.
Yeah, I mean, no, my parents are I grew up in a Hispanic household and very strict, and I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
I think we talked about this before, but I call myself a recovering Catholic.
Okay.
Don't practice anymore. I consider myself very spiritual, but I don't go to church. But it was a lot of like going to church every Sunday and going to forgive your sins to the creepy guy behind the screen. Yeah. But
Like,
I thought growing up, I just thought it was weird, and I don't want my kids to.
No.
Yeah.
Not to be on that whole.
Yeah, not with so the whole like molestation thing too with the priest was like a complete turnoff.
Well, I would assume
A little bit. I'm glad
it was.
A little bit.
Hey, guess what? Thanks for being one of the few people that actually thought that, hey, this is a bit off.
Yeah, it comes to a point where you start to think for yourself, and you're not brainwashed. Sorry to anyone. My patients might be listening, but I apologize if you're Catholic and listen to this.
I don't think any of my fans are Catholic listening to this. At this point, half the shit that I've said seems bizarre.
Right, I know. Well, I want to post this, of course, on social, and who knows who's going to watch this, but I just think it's bizarre thinking back at it.
It is. I mean, my parents never were, so I felt good. I think we're wrapping up soon. Yeah, we're getting close to the end here.
Okay.
So I just want to do one final like chat about trying to get rid of this whole idea that Dysport and Botox is bad. Like, so what would you say to the youth, like when you're helping teach things and like explaining, like what do you?
So there's a lot of, it's very lucrative, right? So injections it's cash. So there's no insurance being charged. So it's a very lucrative industry. So I try to teach the injectors that I'm teaching that you want to stay true to your anatomy, and it's true to the patient's anatomy. I don't know. Everybody's different. Okay. Yes. Everybody's different with what they think is natural or not natural.
Yes.
And there's a lot of greed also in aesthetics. So, oh yeah, I'll do that for you. No big deal. I make $500 because I'm giving you more lips, but they don't care how you're going to walk around and how you're going to be perceived.
Yeah.
And they're not going to say no. So I'm all about saying no. And
when people ask for too much, you're honestly like, that's too much.
I am not the right injector for you. And I don't think you need any more. I think that you're starting to look a little, it's a hard conversation because then it becomes more like you have to kind of become a little bit of a psychiatrist in a way. So then trying to refer them to a psychiatrist, it's a very difficult conversation when you want them to be happy.
How do people take that when you say that to them? Like, I don't think you should get any more.
They're like, well, what about this? And what about that? I say, no, I think you're fine. I think you're good. Come back and see me in a year.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how often do you need to get it done?
So for Dysport, you'll probably not need it again for 4 months.
4 months. Okay.
Yeah, and filler about a year.
Oh really? For a year?
Yeah.
Shit.
So that's also another thing. So a lot of fillers, they last the average about a year, but we think that it only lasts that long, but it's actually lasting a lot longer. It's lasting like 2 to 3 years.
Oh.
So that's why people are starting to look crazy because they
they're
come back,
getting-
it's been a year. Well, let me look at your before pictures because you still have filler there and it's not gone.
Oh shit.
So let me wait a little bit.
Well, good God. Well, go to DSM Aesthetics.
Thank you.
Go out in Santa Clarita, get it done. Go. I mean, you did mine perfectly. No one would know.
Yeah, it
Double
looked great.
chin's back.
Yeah, it looks
I may
good.
need more Cabela, and I know you don't want to do it for me, but
Well, no, I don't think you need it because it's going to make your skin. You need collagen stimulation.
collagen.
Collagen stimulation.
Drinking
yeah,
again is the problem.
Yeah.
Don't drink. Thank you for coming on here, Marissa. I really appreciate this.
you.
Go see, look at all this stuff I got. Go
Yep.
support if you want Dysport or Botox in the Los Angeles area. Please go see them. They're amazing.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on here. Thank you guys for listening to Steph Infection. Sorry, this episode was fucking wild. No, it was good. Thank you so much. I was obsessed with it. Please watch the full videos on YouTube. Also, if you want to send in a story, I keep forgetting to say this. If you want to send me in a gross body story to read, you can either put your name in it or not. Steph Infection Podcast at gmail.com. Please email me your stories. I want to read them. I want them to be wild. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow Steph Infection Podcast on Instagram. And All Things Comedy, thank you so much. My producer, Aaron. Bye, everybody. Come back
Bye.
next Thursday.
Thank you.
I got to figure out how to end these podcasts.